Okay, friends, subscribers, and all you YouTubers out there. I was actually just watching a video, someone that just referenced one of my videos actually, and he pointed out something I totally missed. Actually, I knew these islands were foreign, but I didn't zoom in on these islands. There's an island called Svalbard. Now, this island here, apparently it's part of Norway. And see here, the Barents Sea. Barents Sea. It's the Bering Sea. Um, yeah, so this has changed, folks. This used to be the Barings Sea. There's shows made about how these guys survived the Bering Sea. Oh, sorry, hang on. No, the Bering Sea is actually up there. It's up on the other side. Sorry. Okay, I've never heard of the Barents Sea anyhow. But Svalbard, in my reality, South Svalbard never existed. This was all polar ice cap. And yet, here's the strange thing. I've actually found a video in my own collection where I'm researching the North Pole. Okay, and the North Pole's like this. Um, Now, I have no clear recollection of actually making the video, actually. I do talk about a white hole. I remember making a video about the ice cap and how when you looked into it, it was sort of how, like, if you viewed, so we'll spin back, just let me go and think. Like in the video I remember making, like when I was doing the North Pole, it looked like this. And you zoomed in on it and you got black and white, like I'm going to get here. If I get the black and white, yeah, you get that. But what that's doing, that's actually looking at the sun um, inside the inner Earth. And that's strange because now you can actually get a better look at the sun inside the inner Earth. Couldn't see that before. Wow, okay, in my reality, that doesn't happen. Yeah, you get a black thing, they hide that. Yeah, so that's actually quite weird. So, but going back to Svalbard, okay, Svalbard is a country that just does not exist. And yet in my videos, there's a video of me making a thing, going zooming in on this thing. In my reality, this was similar reaction in looking at it when I looked at this. Similar things happened, but there's just different things happening now. But in my video that I actually remember making, this was ice. Now, talking about ice, okay, that's the North Pole. That's the exact North Pole. Now, in my reality, I remember Prince Harry going to the North Pole on a trek with a team of wounded people. So I decided to have a look. Here he is here, the walking wounded. They walked to the North Pole. Now, how could Prince Harry walk to the North Pole across the ice pack? See, they've forgot some of the evidence. See, the prince is too vain. They can't take away from the prince's achievement. Yeah, they one of the elite. That's them walking across the ice pack. It's still here. Evidence is actually still here of our reality. So what the hell is going on, folks? It's pretty much the walking wounded was the trip. He's done a trip to the South Pole. He's done a trip to the North Pole, and yeah, they actually reached. Okay, that was the other challenge, the South Pole Allied Challenge. That was the second. He joined this exhibition, but only after he'd done the Walking Wounded tour. This was to the North Pole. Okay? Now, here is the evidence, folks. Here is the evidence of Prince Harry walking to the North Pole. So, okay, the North Pole once had ice on it. Yeah, there's the Eskimos. There's a picture of the Eskimos. North Pole. So, it's sort of, they went to the North Pole. So, if this new reality has the ice cap totally missing, right? How did Prince Harry walk to the North Pole? That's Greenland. He didn't walk across Greenland. He walked. I think Greenland was the takeoff point when they walked to the North Pole, and they went to the North Pole. Now there was a giant ice cap here. As I said, here's the evidence that Prince Harry went to the North Pole. Thousands upon thousands of images where they fell into like ravines, not ravines, and breaks in the ice pack and different things like that. They had special modified rafts that they could use as little boats if they had to. And they made it. They actually made it to the North Pole. And so if he didn't go to the North Pole, how come there's all these pictures? How come there is all these pictures of Prince Harry going to the North Pole? I've got a funny feeling these are going to change in the next few days. Yeah, because Prince Harry went to the North Pole, and there's tons and tons and tons of pics. He went to the South Pole in 2013. The North Pole was well before. I'm trying to find the date on the North Pole one. Um, that's the South. That's the Allied Challenge. But it was the Walking Wounded Tour. I'm trying to find something because it was well before. Hang on. Where's Prince Harry? Here we go. Got images, South Pole, Prince Harry. Prince Harry with the Walking Wounded team reached the South Pole. Hang on there. Okay, Prince Harry trains for walking with the walking trek to the North Pole. So there it is there. Prince Harry last seen at temperature -30. I know you can't see the full on there, and I'll shrink this for you, folks. I'll bring this on. See, Prince Harry and team arrived at the South Pole. Yeah. Trek to the North Pole. See, it was a charity trek to the North Pole in 2011. But withdrew? No, they didn't. They went. In my reality, they went to the North Pole. They made it to the North Pole. Okay, so that wasn't there a couple of minutes ago, folks. That wasn't there. This is weird. South Pole, reach wounded track through to the North Pole. And another there. There we go. Because in my reality, they made it to the North Pole. There was huge publicity about it. The photos are there. I just showed you all the photos of Prince Harry actually making it. Oh, check this out. 666 shares. The devil's work is never done. So I'm just slowly going through this, folks, so that you can actually see. So there are two treks. Okay? North Pole and South Pole. In my reality, he went to both. The photos are all there. And the photos of the walking. See, there's two realities here. I don't know what's going on. They've missed something in here. Whether it's because of Harry's vainess or whatever. Yeah. Prince Harry trains for walking with the wounded trek to the North Pole. That's him training for it. Okay. So we got the images. This is the actual track. This is what I remember. This is everything. There's the thing there. That's the big thing. They used this and took this photo when they actually reached the North Pole, and they sent this picture back. That was them reaching the North Pole. Right. This is why there's all the talk back in my time about the polar ice caps melting. Where in this reality, the polar ice cap has melted. But the strange thing is, as I said, I've actually got a video. I'm going to actually call my videos up here. I've actually got a video of me talking about it, and yet it shows the new reality. Yet I didn't shoot this video. There's no way I shot this video. The video I shot had white. It talks about the same stuff, our possible entrance to Atlantis. But in my video, some of my videos are exactly the same. The one where I talk about aperture on the moon, that's exactly the same. Yeah, see? Here. City of Atlantis found, round city, real one. Aliens built it. They're the same videos, but this is a strange thing. There's no ice cap on these ones. On the other one, there was on ice cap. Where in these, there's no ice cap. I've gone through all my other videos, and that's the one I talk about aperture all the time. One of my best videos, by the way, all because I say the word aperture so many times. But the thing is, I checked all my videos, and they're the same. But it's like here, Prince Harry going to the North Pole. The Walking Wounded. They went to the North Pole. They did actually go, and I remember them. There was a big thing about how they showed the fact that they made it to the North Pole. Because in my reality, he went to the North Pole. He went to the South Pole as well. But in my reality, he was in both. And yet that article said they dropped out of the North Pole one. So why? Okay, here we go. Here's another. It's a Mandela effect, yes. But it's not so much the Mandela effect. It's the fact that they haven't covered up the evidence. Okay, so we're going to shrink this again. Okay. Here it says they were talking about took part in treks to North Pole in 2000 but withdrew. Right, so how could they trek to the North Pole if there was no polar ice cap? Bingo. Gotcha. Cover up. Illuminati. The Walking Wounded to the North Pole, just 6 months. So why are they planning these trips to the North Pole, walking and trekking to the North Pole? Because, okay, there's the North Pole in this reality. Okay, which is really weird, the fact that I've made a video and it's no longer about the ice cap. It's about this bloody weird shit here that I found or something there. I haven't actually fully watched the video, but it's actually got that in it. In the video I know that I made, that's all ice. That was all ice around here. And the Barents Sea was nothing to be bloody heard of because there was pretty much no sea. It was all ice cap. Greenland was part of the ice cap. These things here, Kara Strait, Kara Sea, I've never heard of the Kara Sea before. The Ginchi Sea, I've never heard. I knew of the Bering Sea. Okay, and there it is over there, but I mistook that, the Barents. But Svalbard? Svalbard doesn't even exist in my reality. There's no such island in my reality. It's sort of, what's this one? What are these ones called? No name. They haven't had time, no. They have named it. But the thing is, these things didn't exist in mine. Now look at these. Okay, see, these aren't, they haven't finished them. See, these aren't satellite images and aren't part of the world map. It's sort of, this is them cutting and pasting examples again. They're chopping and pasting. Here's the fucking proof. Look at it. Here's the proof. They're chopping and pasting shit again. It's sort of, they're up to something. This is part of the con job, and it's nothing more than a con job, folks. It's sort of like even here, this island here, check this out. See, they're not finished. See, they think we miss shit like this. Okay, yeah, fair enough, I did miss a little bit. But then you got this shit. What's this shit? That looks fucking weird to me, folks. It looks very fucking weird to me. And yeah, so there's a lot going on here. It's sort of this just stuff here that just doesn't make sense. Does not make sense. And Russia. Yeah, now, where's all the little side countries of Russia? That's something else. See, in my timeline, Russia had been redivided back. And yet Russia's massive again. Sort of Sivolosk, Republic of Thing, Chernobylisk. See, all this was given back. All these countries, in my reality, they were given back. They were given back to the people. Yeah, Budapest, okay, Budapest, Warsaw. Yeah, this is weird, folks. In mine, um, these countries were given back. Kazakhstan, okay, Kazakhstan's still there, but there's quite a few other countries. Russia was totally divided back up and given away. Yeah, is it saying Russia is massive again? This is not right. It's not right, folks, because Russia was divided back up and given back to its people of the lands that they had. And these are totally different names. I don't even remember some of these. But yeah, the USSR shrunk. Okay, yeah. Poland seems to be, yeah, Poland's in the wrong spot. Yeah, so something's going on here, folks. Definitely. I didn't notice these. And it was only when they were talking about this Svalbard. I knew this was wrong because, as I said, my son lives in Finland. Finland has never been that large. Sweden has never been that large. Norway never been that large. Svalbard didn't even exist in my reality. Someone is messing with maps, folks. This, as I said to you, these are map changes. Nothing more than map changes. And like on Google Earth and stuff like that. So if they're not map changes, right, if the reality is changed, how in the hell did Prince Harry go to the North Pole or plan a trip to the North Pole when the North Pole's nothing but a sea? So yeah, and we'll go to history. We'll turn the history on here. Historical imagery. There we go. It says 2016, so we're going to jump back to 2011. 1968. As far as this is concerned, polar ice caps never been there. These are supposed to be genuine images. Yet the polar ice cap's missing. Folks, the polar ice cap is still there. Right? Their maps are being changed. The maps are changed. This is all it is. Right? But what I can't work out, how they've changed my videos to where did a video on this one has got me because I did a video and this was an ice cap. And I was looking inside when I looked inside, I got white and black. And I don't even get that on South Pole. Yeah, it sort of looked like this, but mine was white and black. It went nuts like that. But it was white and black when I originally did it. But now, it shows something else. Weird. Absolutely weird. So, yeah, this is just something else that was brought to my attention by someone actually referencing one of my works. And by the way, thanks, Chris. I appreciate the acknowledgement of the reference of my work, and thanks for the compliment saying it was a good video. So now he brought my attention to this country here, Svalbard. I didn't even take any notice of it. But that's what made me look into my own videos, because when I looked into my own videos, right, I'm seeing stuff that just doesn't look right. See, they haven't done these bits yet. They fixed Antarctica. But you watch, I'm going to review this video in a day or two because, okay, hang on. The ocean's back to being dark again. What the fuck is going on? The oceans are going back to being dark again. So what are they up to? Are we going through another change? Let's have a look. Yes. Let's have a look. I think we're going through another change. Yeah, they are. They're back to changing stuff again. Oh, hang on. I've jumped back. I haven't changed the imagery up. No, still. They're still fixing it. Yeah, see, they're still fixing it. The other day, that black bit was over here. See, they're enlarging it again. I think they've realised that they fuck up, that they need to make it bigger again. So yeah, so we're back to being the dark blue ocean again, folks. Yeah, this is weird. This is quite fucking weird, folks. Yeah, they're back to either another change has taken place. Let's have a look. Oh, hang on. I just noticed something, folks. Oh, I just noticed something because in my other video, check this out. America was over here. You could see a little bit of Australia. They're trying to pull it back. They're actually trying to pull it back. They're trying to fix up mistakes they've made. And they're going to have to do this slowly so people don't notice. Yeah, see, notice how see what they've done? They've pulled America. Okay, let's measure. Let's get the tape measure. Let's see if the tape measure says the same thing. So we're going to zoom in on that. We go, we're about Brisbane. We took the measurement from Brisbane to LA. They've shaved off 500 miles. That was 12,000 miles the other day. It's now reading 11,478. And my place is gone because I had that, saved that. On mine, there was a line. That line measure was permanently there. I saved that line measure. I'm going to save it again. Watch. All right, I'm saving this line measure again. Okay, but... Okay, so I'm going to zoom this. I'm going to get this back to north. We're going to go back to my first video. See what happens on that first video. Okay, so we're going to go back on the first video when I noticed all the changes. So, we'll go to Video Manager. Folks, we're finding the manipulation as it's happening. How about that? This is weird. Very weird, my friends. Very weird. But this is what they're like. Okay. Now, I'll come back to that video and again, because that one when I'm talking about time travel. Which is the cause of everything. Okay, friends, subscribers, and all YouTubers out there. I'm going to see this here. All right, we zoomed there to there. Okay. When I draw the line on that, that was that was 12, a bit more than 12,000. It's gone back to that blue. So see where the Australia is, and then I'm going to try and get that in that same position. No, I can't. Zoom out, zoom in. No, see, they're moving it. I think they're realising they're fucked up. Okay, so we'll go back. We're just going to shrink that back again. Oh, no, it is about the same. Okay, sorry about that, folks. But there's definitely been 500, because that line there now says 11,000, distance 11,000 measurements. 7,100 miles. Okay, it was in kilometres before. I had to put it back to kilometres. 11,540. The other day, that was 12,000 and something. That same measurement, right? In my first video. But the strange thing is that they've gone back to this. Right? They've gone back to this. They're trying to fix up mistakes. They're moving things again. They're trying to get rid of Bart. Maybe they're trying to get rid of Bart Simpson. We'll let that load up. Yeah, I think they might be trying to hide shit like the Bart Simpson. I made them aware that the idiot drew in Bart Simpson. Yeah, so because in my other video, it's got Bart Simpson. I'll show you. Sorry about this, folks. A bit of time. Because in this image, I found Bart Simpson turned into a seaman. Like, a seaman, not the seaman, but a Semen, like sperm. Let's see if I can find it. Dun, 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 dun. But notice the colour. It's gone back to being dark blue from light blue. That's where I'm talking about. That, no, no. Hang on, this is where I talk about Bart Simpson up here. Somewhere along here. So here, that looked like Bart Simpson. And it looks like that's his tail. That's the tail of the seaman and everything. Sort of like a fish as well. But they had the Grandpa Simpson one up here. But now they're gone. So, does it get that back up? Yeah, I think they're trying to cover that up. Still a little bit there, but yeah, they're trying to cover up the shit that one of their artists had thrown in. Is Grandpa Simpson still there? Let's have a look. No, they covered him over too. Yeah, they covered Grandpa over as well. See, they've had an artist take a little bit of liberty, and they've gone back to the dark sea, but they've slowly moved this one back. I think what they're trying to do is seeing how much reality they can change, bring it back so that people accept it better. But there's no way people are going to accept this. Cuba was never there. Cuba was down here on an angle like that. That was Cuba. The Bahamas were over here. All these islands weren't that. This wasn't as large. So you got a lot of fixing up to do. And these islands here, what the fuck, Galapagos, okay? Yeah, the Galapagos, yeah, they're supposed to be there, but they're supposed to be over here somewhere. Because this is supposed to be over here. And all this shit here is where they're moving. And let's see if they've changed the right angles. I think they're trying to hide these right angles as well that I found in the other video, folks. They're making it a bit more blurry, right? Because we've discovered their handiwork. So they're changing it. So this is what I mean. This is the government cover-ups. This is the conspiracies that everybody talks about but is not going to talk about, folks. It's really happening, folks. The governments are doing it. They're doing this. I don't know what they're doing here. I think they're trying to make this look a little bit more real. Um, Trying to get people to accept the fact that that tail has always been over here, when in fact that tail was over this side. That tail came in that direction. That bit of land that was the light blue that was under there has been moved. So I'm going to have to review this in a day or two. Australia's got all its satellite imagery back, which was missing, by the way. They managed to get the satellite imagery of Australia getting back, but the thing is, it doesn't explain the slightly enlargement of Australia, the enlargement here. Australia was down here more and well away from these countries. These were a lot smaller. The Philippines were smaller in a different spot. Japan was definitely not where it is. South Korea, North Korea weren't where they are now. Saipan. Okay, well, Saipan. Now, Saipan is supposed to be part of the Philippines. And, yeah, the Philippines Sea. That's where bloody Philippines used to be, over here. The Philippines used to be here because the Philippines are actually part of Saipan. So, yeah, a lot of stuff's happening, folks. And what it is, as I said, they have sent back someone to mess with the maps. Why have the globes changed? Okay, I told you that before. Right, okay, you've got to accept time travel, okay? And I reckon, okay, here's something. I reckon the world now should start something called the timing police, because they are messing with time. They are changing maps. This is proof they have messed with time. We need to police time from now on. Time should be policed. If these things are seen, then something should be done about it. We need to take control of that technology, go back and fix the changes. And because these changes, fair enough, they're only maps, but these could cause accidents, folks. This could cause planes to be off course and different things like that. Like recently, we had the MH37 something, 370, MH370 go missing in the sea up here, and this search area was massive because there was this giant gap between everything. There was a giant gap here, and the search area was massive. They're still searching for it, the last I knew, and the MH370, the thing. But yeah, that's the strange thing about the Philippines. The Philippines are there. The Philippines were there. That's the Saipan Sea. They were near the Saipan Sea, the Philippine Sea. Yeah, the Philippine Sea. Philippines Sea there. The South China Sea, right? And the Philippines was over here more. This is all wrong, folks. This is way wrong. This is too large. Too large. Far too large. Same shapes. They're the same shapes, but everything has been enlarged. That this land combined is almost as big as Australia. Something is going on, folks. Someone is messing with maps. They are messing with our maps, and that's all it is. Okay, they were successful with the time travel and everything. Now I'm going to just duck back in here because I want to have a look at something. See, because in here, when I looked in here, that ring is the same. But when I looked in here, oh, okay, that's gone. Whoa, that's gone. Okay, you all saw that before. It's at the beginning of the book. Let's come back out and we'll go back to the historical imagery. Call that up. Okay, let's jump on that one. Okay. See if I can get what I got when I went to the North Pole. Oh, what have I done? Why is this doing this? You saw that funny little arrow thing happen then. Well, that pretty much is what happens when you go to the North Pole. But it's this. That belongs over here. That belongs over there. Not over here. So what the frig is going on? Why are they making these changes? This has got to be something to do with the bloody New World Order. It really has to be. It's sort of something is going on, and that 500k ain't going to make a difference, folks. That sort of it's still noticeable, still far too large. They messed that, but this, I think they've actually moved that. They've just left that there and they've just moved this over. They've made America actually looks a little bit bigger today. Oh no, yeah, no, I can't tell. Yeah, it does. America looks a little bit bigger. Canada's a little bit smaller. But Africa and South America are still that way too large. If anything, I think they've enlarged. Oh no, they have actually shrunk it a bit. They've shrunk it a little bit. Yeah, because yesterday in my other video, this comes all the way out here. Let's have a look. See if we can get that up on the other video. We go up, Mandela effect, change in geography. Okay, let's have a look at that. We'll go through so if we can get Africa up.
There it is. There's Bart Simpson. Artist. The Bart Simpson. There's his hair. There's his forehead. There's his eye. There's his nose. So they can change the way.
Well, there's not much of a change, but they have changed
The
a
world
slight
is
bit. I'm
for
just trying to work out what the change is. Oh, okay, yeah, they've shrunk it. I think they've shrunk it. No, they might have enlarged it, if anything. They've enlarged this. They haven't fixed Madagascar and put it back where it belongs. But India is still too small. Way too small. Sri Lanka is too big. But it's this. It's Indonesia, man. Looks like they've just selected a section, used Photoshop, pulled it out, opened it up, or whatever they've done in their texture map because it's different. It's way different, folks, than it should be. And just because there's satellite images on it, folks, it doesn't have to be the same size for the satellite images to fit in the right spot, as long as they've just put the satellite images on, expanded it out, and then just pushed it around. But everything's different. Oh, okay, check this out. They've made a gun. Okay, I don't remember that. What the fuck? Okay. That was minute. I remember that now. That was minute. I remember seeing it once. That was so small. All this was all small. Indonesia was so small. Like Indonesia is as big as New South Wales. It was never as big as New South Wales. Pretty much, I'd say it would have been as big as that, but not as big as that. Papua New Guinea is far too large. Far too large. And doesn't matter what I said. And trying to move that back 500, and that has been moved back 500k. Because the other day when I made that video, that was over 12,000. Today it's 11,500. And they're back to this dark blue ocean again. And they're trying to make changes again. So what's going on, Google Earth? Stop doing this shit, will you? It's pissing everybody off to start off with. So you're not going to plug this back in there and say this belongs over there, okay? It hasn't belonged there for so many thousands of millions of years. All right, so stop pulling this shit. And yes, as I said, we need to actually truly create a time police. They have truly discovered time travel. They've sent a cartographer back. They've sent other people back to change movies, and too many movies have been changed. Too many things have been changed. And the only way that these things can have been changed is if they have sent someone back in time and changed them. So, to me, yeah, it's all wrong. This is not right, folks. This really is not right. This world that you're looking at there, that's not where I come from. That's for sure. This is far too wrong. The ice cap has vanished. How did Prince Harry go to the ice pack and go to the North Pole? If there is no North Pole. And going by this, jumping back, we'll go back 1940. Hang on, let's go back. 1935. Where's the ice pack? Where's the ice pack, folks? Where's the North Pole ice pack? So if there's never been an ice pack, how could Prince Harry plan a trip to the North Pole? Okay? This is going beyond a joke. I remembered that. I thought to myself, hang on, Prince Harry went to the North Pole. And yet, here it is. The expedition's there, and they're saying that the Walking Wounded one was cancelled in 2011, but he went. They went to the North Pole. They showed the fact that they got there. He went to the South Pole. He was even happier that he'd made it to both poles. It was a big thing, massive thing on the news. The fact that Prince Harry actually went to both poles, the South and the North. Here's the South Pole trip. And the North Pole, I've already showed you the North Pole trip when they got up there. Oh yeah, there's the North Pole one there, but you've seen the image earlier in the video. So, okay, if he went to the North Pole or planned a trip to the North Pole, which he did, clearly see it in that other thing. We go back up here, Prince Harry, Walking Wounded, there we go. Prince Harry and team at the South Pole. Okay, that's the South Pole trip so far. Harry and the royal family in the South Pole of the Walking Wounded trek to the North Pole in 2007 and their Everest expedition in 2012. That's right, yeah. Forgot about that one. And so he was a bit of an explorer, our old Prince Harry. Prince Harry arrived, but see, they're saying took part in the charity's trek to the North Pole in 2011, but withdrew. So let's actually have a read of this. Let's see why he withdrew in this thing. He went all the way to the North Pole. I know for a fact he went to the North Pole. I remember it very vividly. I thought it was actually great because I've got a disability myself, my spine, and I thought it was great that he helped these guys get all the way to the North Pole. And it's sort of where it's going, Antarctica. Okay, that's the Antarctica track. Here we go. The prince, who is a patron of the expedition, took part in Chariot's trek to the North Pole, but withdrew early. Okay, no, he didn't go. The wedding wasn't at the same time. So, okay, how did they go to the North Pole in 2011? Okay, even if he did withdrew, how did they go to the North Pole in 2011 if there is no fucking North Pole? Yeah, and I'm swearing. I'm sorry. I'm pissed off. This is a joke. This is the Illuminati and the government's at work big time. And okay, yeah, they wouldn't take out the thing. They're just saying that he started off in the North Pole trek. So how did they go plan a trip to the North Pole if the North Pole wasn't there, if the water wasn't there? They've made a mistake when they've changed these maps, folks, because I bet you that Prince Harry was very proud of the fact that he helped organise the trip to the North Pole. And I remember him actually being in the trip and arriving at the North Pole. It was big news all over our country. The fact that Prince Harry made it to the North Pole. There was a lot of Santa Claus jokes at that time as well. Did he meet Santa Claus? I remember him being interviewed on TV. And I can't remember who it was. I think it was David Letterman. Asked him if he met Santa Claus when he got there. And I'm sure it was David Letterman that asked him if he met Santa Claus when he got there. But in this reality, David Letterman's well and truly retired, so I don't know what the hell's going on. But something strange is actually going on in this, folks. But here is the proof that Prince Harry went to the South Pole and withdrew on the North Pole trip. But if he withdrew on the North Pole trip, right, how did they even plan it? Because this is saying that even in 1935 there was no North Pole. There's the North Pole there. That's the pole, right? And it's confirmed in my other video that that's definitely the pole, and that sort of looks like the pole on the Antarctic. Um, and it sort of says, so how in the hell could they reach the North Pole? How in the hell could he withdraw? Or have they changed that the news story to say that he withdrew because they knew that there was no North Pole? But no, they knew there was a North Pole. All I'm saying, folks, is the countries haven't changed. All they've done is added a few things, they've moved a few things, and they're saying that this is that, and it's just the maps, folks. It's the maps. The countries and everything are still in the exact same position. The exact same position. They haven't moved. Until they show me an aeroplane flying over these countries and showing it from a jet, and even then I'm going to question it because I reckon Hollywood would be involved, because there's no way that they could film that and measure that and everything like that. So, but the strange thing is that Hawaii now, when I did this the other day and measured to the same spot, Hawaii was up here. So America's been pulled down or enlarged a bit, and now Hawaii is down a bit compared to what it was in the other video. Check out the other video. Check out my first video. Look at the alignment of Hawaii, because that's where we were going. That's where we were going to leave from. But when the line showed that Hawaii was out of the um, thing, because that was going to be a stopover for us, a couple of days in Hawaii, um, and because I didn't get to take them to the Hawaii when I first went with my son. So, and we were going to go to Thailand, but there was a lot of shit happening in Thailand and Bangkok. There were bombs going off in Bangkok, and Phuket got bombed, so we changed, and I went to this island. I managed to get to see the volcanoes, and my son didn't come with me to the volcanoes, but we stayed over here in Afahu, in Honolulu. Okay, so what's going on here? Huh? That's not right. Honolulu on this side? Nah, something's going on, folks. Honolulu was on that side? Okay, they've even... Yeah, that's islands back to front. They've turned that around. That's been turned around. Maui was up here. Oh, fuck, they've been fucked with the Hawaiian Islands. Yeah, okay. Maui was there. Oahu was the opposite way around. These were down closer. And there was another island. There was a different island there. But there was Oahu, Kauai. No, Oahu, Maui, Kauai. Okay, because someone said, oh, you're going to Maui, and they said, oh, it's only one island away from thing. Yet Maui now is down near Hawaii. So, yeah. So anybody that has been to Hawaii and knows that that's now changed as well. So they're fucking with Hawaii. But yeah, these, like, so much shit is actually going on, folks. There's things in here that just don't belong. They're just fucking with your minds. Yeah, so tell them to stop, folks. Write to Google Earth. Tell them to fucking stop this shit. It's just going beyond a joke. And it has. It really has gone beyond a joke, folks. And I'm sorry for swearing, but yeah, they've just messed up my favourite holiday vacation and my memories of my trip. And like, I flew from Oahu, which was on the other side of the island, over to Hawaii, and I certainly did not fly over Maui. These have all been rearranged. Maui was there. I know for a fact Maui was there. Honolulu on the opposite side. But what the frig is going on, folks? This is a joke. The Big Island, I think even the Big Island might have been. Hang on, no. We'll check. No, the Big Island, I think, is almost in this. Pahoa, yeah, no, that's. Yeah, it is in a different orientation. Hilo, no, the Big Island still. They've left the Big Island still the same. Oh, hang on, no, they haven't. Yeah, this is back to front. No, it's not. Kona. There we go. But the roads. Oh, hang on. No, actually, no. Something is wrong here, folks. Because we travelled when I got landed there, landed at Hilo, and we travelled around the island. The road went around that way. So something is going on, folks. They're messing with our minds. I'm going to have to try and find one. No, because if they've done these map changes back in the thing. But, yeah, so they're different. Oh, I'm sorry to say, but that pisses me right off. And if you live in Hawaii and you remember Hawaii the way it was, please tell me, because on the maps, well, I remember looking at everything, where everything was and how everything was, because that's different. That is so different to what it was. And Maui was here, Honolulu was the opposite way around. Yeah, they're messing with your minds, folks. Because I remember the guy saying when we were sitting on the beach and sitting out the front waiting for the submarine, he says, right over there's America, pointed to America, and we're standing on the northern side of Oahu on the beach, and he pointed straight to America. He said, that's America. There was even a little sign that said America that way. And it's, yeah, pretty much weird as, folks. And they're messing with my favourite islands. My one overseas vacation. They've now messed with the islands, and that pisses me right off. And oh yeah, just check these out here. Like I got pinpricks here, like must have been from little star like stuff that I've found, and yet they've vanished. And I think, yeah, actually, That's the place, Mark. There was a ship in the ice pack, a spaceship in the ice pack, and you could see it clearly as anything. And that's what that was for. And it's now gone. That was the ice pack. There was an ice pack there, folks. I'm telling you now, there was a massive ice pack there. It's gone. The northern ice pack is vanished, folks. It's gone, vanished, disappeared. So what the shit is going on? Why is there no talk about finding the Northwest Passage? Because I can see the Northwest Passage there, quick away. Yet that was all part of the ice pack. You couldn't go through there because you would have been crushed to death by ice. A few explorers died searching for the Northwest Passage through there. But by the looks of that, you could sail a ship so clearly through that, so easily through that, it's beyond a friggin' joke. And yeah, so why are they looking for a Northwest Passage to go from one side of there to there? There's one there. Okay, the reason why is because there's really an ice pack there, folks. They've just hidden it. It's not there on Google Earth. They have sent a cartographer back to change shit. And they've changed shit, all right. They've changed a lot of shit. And they're trying to make stuff look different. And they have actually enlarged America since yesterday. It's been enlarged. So they're trying to fix the things because too many people are As I said, I reckon they've sent someone back in time. They've changed things to see how far they can go, what changes they can make that people won't notice. Right? They're trying to see if mankind is gullible enough to believe these changes. For God's sake, wake up, people. Stop being sheeple. Okay? I didn't believe this shit could happen up until the other day, until I started noticing them big times. And yeah, Macca's. We called it Macca's. There was talk about changing it to Macca's in my timeline, but it was still called McDonald's, M-A-C. M-A-C, not M-C. Even you go to McDonald's. I said to a bloke today, I said, what do you remember at McDonald's? He said M-A-C-D. And I said, no, go and have a look at the sign. And he walked up to the front of his store and had a look, and he said, holy hell, when did they change their signs? So yeah, people are noticing these things, and I'm talking to people. I'm running into. I saw a guy reading Science Technology today, and I said, "Oh mate, go home and research the Mandela effect, mate." He said, "You're a sciencey, and go home and research the Mandela effect. You're going to die of shock, mate, because they've moved to so many countries, they've enlarged shit." And yeah, I know this video's going on a bit, but I'm sorry, folks. This is actually really spinning me out. I've never actually done so many videos on a subject before. But looking back at Google Earth, they've got to refix things up. Check this out here. The changes they've made have now made this, put this gap here. There's a bigger gap here. So they're trying to re-enlarge it and trying to make it back the way it was because they've been caught out. They have seriously been caught out. The only way that they're going to fix this is return it the way it was. Let everybody just go on. And I tell you now, from now on, I'm always going to check Google Earth on a daily basis to see if they're fucked with our timeline again. And I'm going to keep track of everything. I'm working out a way to change shit. Not change it, to make sure there's a record of stuff that I'm seeing, whether it be photos. But again, if they change shit, it's all going to change because that's what happens when you change the timeline, folks. If you change the timeline, everything's going to change. Your globes, your atlases, and that's why everything looks the same, folks. Because they went back in time. Yes, they succeeded with CERN, not in the way they wanted, but as a time machine. It's sort of, they were already had a working time machine, the Mandela effect. Maybe they've worked out a way that they can send more shit back and more people back and make sure that these changes happen. And to change this, it takes a couple of cartographers working in conjunction with each other. That's all it takes. And I think there's been another small shift because this is all now blue again. It's not the light colour that we see in my videos. Okay, we don't want that. That's the bloke that brought my attention to Svalbard. Okay, see here.
Illuminati world control. That's what it
See, it's
Coming
going
down
back
here,
here.
Corey,
This is
coming
where,
down
there's
there.
the Bart Simpson there.
Down here, there's his
That's
mouth.
the Bart Simpson
Going
one.
down, there's his
You
chin.
can't see that
That's
now.
Bart Simpson, folks.
But see, it was all light
Per
again
second.
and back to what it was.
And the map makers, and they're using the Montague project and the CERN for the Montague project. Why?
There we go. Got to pause that. So pretty much, as I said in that video, they're using the Montague project or they're using CERN. Why? Because they've found a way to travel back in time and they're testing to see how much they can change it. Are people going to notice? Yes, we're noticing. We're proving we're noticing. The Mandela effect is most probably the biggest thing on the net at the moment. I'm hearing other people talk of the Mandela effect. And these changes alone say that people are aware. The fact that we are aware of these changes, they're going to have to do something because they're not going to be able to do it. And I seriously, once again, am going to recommend that the formation of a time policing agency be formed. So this is my message to the governments, the honest politicians amongst you. You need to start a time policing agency. You need to seize the technology they're currently using. And yes, they're using some kind of current technology because they're fucking with movies. Yeah, so what? They're changing a few lines in the movies, but in this, they're changing maps, for God's sake. And changing of maps can cause accidents. And someone said to me today, he said, oh, well, maybe it's actually has changed. That's why we're getting so many beached animals. Well, okay, I haven't heard of beached animals in a long while. But see, the other day I was talking about this Dark City, right? This is a good little movie. This is about how they change reality on a daily basis. They go through and they inject you in the forehead, and they only change one or two people. And they call it tuning and stuff like that. I'm not going to play it and everything like that, but there's other changes in this timeline as well. So let's just go here now. I do want to bring this one up. It's a transformer thing. So we'll just go up here. We'll type transformers. Oh, what the fuck? I need a new keyboard, folks. Okay. Now, from people from my time, see how it says dark of the moon? It was dark side of the moon in my reality. Age of extinction, that was the same. But this one was dark side of the moon because we were talking about dark side of the moon. Revenge of the Fallen's the same. Transformers the same. But there's lines within movies, the fact that, and I checked the Star Wars one, and R2D2 is normal, but C3, oh no, actually no, R2D2 had more damage on him in this version. But C3PO has a silver leg, and it's real. Go and check it out. Go and watch any version of Star Wars, including the one you got in your cupboard, because I even pulled mine out of the cupboard, stuck the VCR on. And now that we're in DVDs, yeah, I only use that when I'm transcribing stuff for other reasons. But it sort of come across, and lo and behold, it had a bloody silver leg. C3PO's got a silver leg in this timeline. So someone has gone back and changed. This is what the Mandela effect is, folks. The Mandela effect is more about the fact that someone is messing with the timeline. They have perfected time travel. Someone has gone back and messed with time. They've changed something, which is dangerous. Okay? It's dangerous for any timeline. And they think, oh, yeah, let's go do this, let's go do this, see how far we can change shit. And yeah, it's wrong. Okay? I watched the movie the thing, it reminded me of a movie, and I went and watched it, and it was called, in my day, it was called Thrill Seekers. Now it's called Time Shifters. So yeah, you make up your own minds, folks. Go and start doing some research because I tell you now, you really need to. Go and watch this movie too, by the way. Go and watch Dark City. Must do for to do with the Mandela effect. But in our reality, it's simply as nothing more than someone going back in time. and fucking with reality. They've sent a cartographer back to change maps. They've sent someone back in the advertising world to go and work and change different things in advertising, changing the logo, the Volvo logo. That's a joke, folks. The Volvo logo you're having is the male symbol for sex, the sex male symbol with the arrow on it. Give me a break. Volvo was a single circle. Ford never had a curly little loop on it. And yeah, so something's going on, folks. Wake up. Time to get out of bed before they turn around and rule you and turn you into a true slave, because at the moment you're all bloody sheeple. So catch you all later, folks. Bye. Bluebeard out.